Hey guys, Coach Tooke here. I'm here with Coach Jace Pitre, Team Tooke Mixed Martial Arts, and we're talking today about the training that we put into some of our recent fighters. We had guys fighting at the Rumble and Humble event. We had 4 guys fighting. We had 3 guys that won, and then 2 days later we had Coach Andrew, who's our stand-up coach here. Fought downtown at the IXFA. Had a successful night as well, and won his fight. And you know, a lot of times people ask me, what's the training like at the gym? You know, what do you guys do to prepare, you know, fighters for competitions, MMA, jiu-jitsu, and I say, you know, one of the main things, we're very well-rounded. We have a great jiu-jitsu program, a great stand-up program. We've got a great boxing coach. We have judo. We have everything. But I always mention Coach Jace. He's like, I talk about him like he's our secret weapon. You know, he's a guy who comes in and he kind of puts everything together with the experience that he has, both, you know, high-level jiu-jitsu guy, high-level striker. But not only that, he really sees the fight game in a way that very few coaches do. He's able to put everything together and devise a game plan so when our guys go out, they're 100% prepared and they're ready for everything. So Coach, thanks for the interview today, man. I appreciate it. Sorry, my voice is a little bit scratchy, but tell us a little bit about what was it like. You know, what do you kind of think about when you go into coaching someone, preparing them for a fight? You know,
I mean, the one thing that I have to look at is, you know, what they do well and what they don't do well, and then you know, we try to look at every opponent's every one of our guys' opponents and see, you know, what their strengths and weaknesses are, what they like to do. You know, I'm not going to sit here and study a tape for, you know, hours on end, but I'll look, if I can, at their opponent and then try to capitalize on their mistakes, you know, and then, you know, hopefully those mistakes will play into our guys' strengths, and sometimes they don't. So sometimes the best thing to do is just avoid those positions altogether and just work on them from there, you know.
Cool, good. I did a little interview with Guillermo, with G, who he fought for the title and he won it. And he was telling me when he comes to train with you during the day, he actually gets nervous like it's fight day because he says the training is almost like a real fight. You know.
I think
so. Tell us a little bit about like.
I mean, it has to be that way. You know, you can't come in here and just hit mitts. You know, I mean, now every aspect of the training has its purpose. You know, I mean, hitting mitts has its purpose, but you know, I have to simulate the fight for these guys, and I have to make it tougher. And you hear this all the time. You know. With the big camps and things like that, but it's something that I've always believed even before I heard that was, you know, you have to make your training just like the fight. If I come in here and I let these guys, you know, kind of just lollygag around and hit mitts and then, you know, do a little pitter-pat sparring, you know, here and there, you know, when they get in there, they're going to be in an area that they're not used to. But if they come in every day and I put it on them every day, and you know, I put a tough guy or a fresh guy on them all the time, you know, and make them work, then when they're in the fight and they're in a bad position or they're in a good position and, you know, they can see somebody's weakness or they can, you know, feel the bad positions and say like, okay, I've been here before, you know, I've seen this before and I'm going to be okay. You know, the fight game is all mental. I mean, you could have guys who are really good on paper that lose to somebody who's not good on paper, like G's last fight. You know, you're talking about G. He fought a guy who had 7 fights and he had 2 titles. And G only had 2 fights, and both of those fights were hard fights and they went to a decision. But on paper, that guy should have won. Right. But our guys, on you know, paper doesn't always mean something. Our guys, one thing I like to tell, you know, guys that ask me around town, like the CageDoor.net or, you know, Reagan McDaniel or Mick Maynard or those guys around town, they ask me, you know, about my fighters. And the one thing that I'll tell them and I'll tell you guys is that you will never get an easy fight with my fighters. You're never going to get somebody who's not conditioned. You're never going to get somebody who's terrible in one area. You're always going to have a tough fight if you fight a Team Tooke guy. And that's I think that's what we strive for because, you know, I think a lot of guys thought, you know, because Travis is so good at jiu-jitsu and, you know, anybody who's ever rolled with him or seen him compete knows how good he is. And, you know, I heard a couple of guys and some of our fighters weigh and say, oh, you're fighting a Team Tooke guy? Oh, that's just jiu-jitsu school. You guys will be all right. Well, not anymore. You know, you're not going to get an easy fight.
I actually like it when they think that. It's kind of an advantage.
No, it is an advantage.
We're only going to have jiu-jitsu and they come out with everything.
Right, and now, you know, I think the word's getting around is like, you know, you're not going to get an easy fight with our guys. Any one of my guys, you're not going to. I mean, I don't trust me. I don't put them through easy workouts, and like G says, you know, it's almost like fight day when you come and train with me. My job keeps me away a lot now, so I'm not able to be here, but I try to make the most of it when I am here. You know,
talk a little bit. I think like touching on that. You know, coming in, like the way we train physically and how we plan everything, the strategy, a lot of that has to do with like the mental toughness. One thing I like to, you know, tell the guys is like, you know, you come in and you do the drill. You go through with the fresh guy every time. I mean, you're gonna be dying. There's no way to hide it. There's no way to really fake it, you know. But I still tell guys, I said you got to keep your game face. You know, if you drop your hands and you have that look of desperation, like you want out, your opponent's gonna see that. They're gonna smell blood. I said, so you know, they're tired, you're tired, but who's gonna still look across the ring at their opponent, get their hands up, and still go out and face them 100%?
It's all mental.
What are some of your thoughts like on that, like the mental toughness?
Well,
How important
the game mental. You can win a tough fight just by that mental toughness, based on somebody who has the same skill as you. You know, I don't want to give all of our secrets away, but you know, we do a lot of tough drills in here, and the goal in some of those drills, for me, what I'm watching for is not for them to win, because they can't win. The drill's not designed for you to win. The drill is designed for the guy to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at you, and you still keep coming. And when you do that, when you get inside a guy's head like that, then you've mentally defeated him. And that's one thing I always tell my fighters is you can never be mentally defeated in there. You may take some shots, you may take some hard punches, you may take, you know, some bad positions, you may be gassed to where you feel like you're gonna vomit, but if you never let your opponent smell the weakness, then he'll never know. And sometimes you can win a fight just on that. And so some of these drills, you know, they're not designed for you to win. I mean, it's impossible, you know, I mean, with a fresh guy every time. But if I see you, you know, you go 5 hard 5-minute rounds, and I see you in a bad position in the 5th round, and you're still moving, doing the things that I showed you and that coach showed you, then I know I got a fighter right there, and I know that he's ready, you know.
Well, man, like I said, Coach Jace is kind of like our secret weapon here at Team Tooke. You know, we're super happy and fortunate to have him here. You know, all the guys get a chance to train with him. They take so much out of it. Their game really, you know, becomes more complete. Any last-minute advice to anybody like watching who might be wanting to get started in the MMA game or anything like that?
I mean, just if you're interested in it, just come in and try it out. You don't have to be in shape to do it. A lot of people always ask me, oh, well, I want to get in good shape before I come in there. And you know, you don't have to be in good shape, because the training is going to get you in shape. So just come in, just walk through the door. That's the biggest step. We respect everybody that walks through the door. You know, the other thing is you're not going to be a fighter in 2 days. You can come through the door and expect to spar, but that's not going to happen here. If you're at a gym and you're getting beat up every day for the first, you know, 2-3 weeks, you don't need to be there. You know, like I said, you know, pick your gym, pick your coaches. There's a ton of great coaches around town. I'm not the only one, but if you come here, you'll be treated with respect, and you'll get a good workout. That's for sure.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it from the man, Coach Jace Pitre, the secret weapon here at Team Tooke. Hope you guys enjoy, and see you next time.